Welcome to the Amateur Football Podcast. I'm going to keep this very, very light. Happy Sunday to everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying the heat. Chris, the Wizard Hubbard, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me on with you, man. I appreciate it.
Bro, listen, you know what? You are a host here. So, there is like nothing about, bro, like we are here together to like celebrate vets football. So anyone out there, what we're looking to do, we're going to bring on as many players, coaches, managers from different vets teams to literally talk about their season. Chris and I will probably divulge into what they've said, and we'll probably have a bit of a conversation. But again, thank you to everyone already in the green rooms, and again, thank you everyone that's already in the comments. Let's start. Let me start with Tyrus. And again, let me just say, Tyrus was probably online probably at 7:30. He was ready. I can imagine him going to Fort Park and it's like, if Fort Park opens at 8, I'm getting there for 7:30 because I want to go on the big rides.
Sometimes you got to do that, though.
Yeah, Big Tim.
How you doing, man? You good?
Yes, bro. What are you saying? You all right?
I'm all right, man. I'm just melting in this heat, man. Melting.
Hey, tell me about it. The strong.
The fan right there, so you can't hear the fan, can you?
No. We're good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Big T, could you kind of quickly talk about Koya's season and possibly even educate us, anyone out there that doesn't know the journey of Koya?
Koya. Okay, so we are FC Koya. The name Koya comes from our brother, Derek Koya. He was a great footballer. He played many years. People might know him from Tooting and Mitcham. He passed away in his sleep in Texas as he was doing a football scholarship, and he just literally passed away in his sleep due to a heart issue that nobody was aware of. So a few of us grew up with him and went to school with him. So what we decided to do as a collective was to make a team in his memory. We started as a Sunday team, and the majority of us that grew up with Derek got older, too old for the Sunday game. As you can see, the Sunday Super League is a bit too fast for us now. So we had to venture into the Vets League, and we've just gone up through the leagues. Basically, we've just been going up through the leagues, playing football, trying to keep his name relevant. To be honest with you.
And how was your season?
It was a mixed season. I think it was a standard football season. We started off really strong, undefeated for a while, and then we met a team that had been doing it for a long time, and they kind of handed us our asses. So we had to kind of regroup from there. We had a little bit of a rough patch, but we regrouped, finished the season strong, ended up getting promoted, which I personally wasn't pleased with. Yeah. I wasn't pleased. I was pleased with the promotion. I wasn't pleased with the way we got promoted.
Okay.
Why's that?
Because
I'm only asking. I don't know too much.
Yeah, we weren't able to play the last game, which was down to the league. From what I know, obviously we all know that Charcoal suffered a bereavement. And,
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the relation, but I'm sure one of the Holland guys are related to.
He is. He is.
Obviously, we like, for me personally, when there's something going on in my life, playing football is an outlet, and I vent that way. But for some people, they deal with grief differently. They didn't feel they could play the fixture, which was totally fair. That comes first. That comes before anything. But I'm pretty sure the league said that you'll have to forfeit the points, and that's what they had to do. So the person that I am, the winner that I am, I like to be, I wasn't happy with receiving the points. But there was something greater at play, so there was nothing that could be done. The main thing is that the people that are grieving are looked after and know that people are out there supporting them.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah, it's 100%, man.
You said that, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I didn't listen properly. You said that you wasn't happy with the promotion to Div 1.
No, I was happy. I'm happy we got promoted. I wasn't happy with the way that, because the last game, it depended on the last game.
Okay.
And I wasn't happy with the fact that we got the points just like that.
Yeah.
So everything else surrounding it is totally understandable.
Was there any other games playing, or was it just your game that you basically had to play to get the promotion?
No, it depended on other games, but because we got the 3 points, the other games didn't matter.
Fair enough.
So it would have been like last day of the Prem when
Yeah.
this one's got to win and that one's got to win. It would have been that kind of situation.
Mm.
But it played that how it did, and all we can say is just condolences to the person that lost their life.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, send out thoughts and prayers to the Pipers.
Yeah. Football's very secondary to our everyday lives. A lot of people forget that people got lives.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What was your toughest game in that Div 2?
Toughest game. That's a tough one, I think we had a few, I can't put my finger on one. I know the toughest teams I think we played.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably the first meeting of Hollington. We had all the back build up behind it. And we just weren't prepared. Things didn't go our way on the day. Our keeper got injured. Our standing keeper got injured. So that was our toughest game to kind of group up together and show a bit of character.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can say that you're probably one of the strongest players I've come up against. And literally, like, we were running side by side, and I kind of underestimated how quick you are and how strong. And I remember that you pound me off like you was an American football player, and I'm like, wow. Okay. I was like, okay, nah, this like cannot be happening. But I mean, how like do you think like the physical side of Vets football has like changed now with the of course now people kind of now are kind of looking into like diets and fitness regimes. How has that kind of come like into the vet scene?
I think it's definitely a lot more physical than the first season that we played. I was a bit part player for the last season when we was in Division 3. So it definitely wasn't as physical as Division 2. But I think people are eating a lot healthier. And one thing that's definitely changing the vets game is people are jumping to the vets game as soon as they reach the limit.
Yeah.
The minimum age. So it's kind of like the vets are getting younger.
Yeah.
So vets are getting younger, stronger, faster. So I think that's affecting the game a lot. But it's brilliant, It's good for an old man like me to know that I can still shrug off. Like, you're a big guy. You're a big guy to shrug off.
Listen, like when you like did it to me, I'm like, you know what? I can't let that slide. I can't let that lie. And literally, I remember I hit you in the second half.
Yeah.
And then literally, because I think what I've realized with Koya and let's say, especially with yourself, there's a kind of respect where like you play hard, but like when a tackle goes in, like there's a shake of a hand, there's like kind of pat on the back. And I remember you like did that to me. He's like, you know what, to Pricey, like respect that.
Yeah. It's a when you played this game a long time, man. Over the years, you realize that you can't take anything unless it's directly personal. You can't take things like a tackle, hard tackle, personal, or anything like that. A striker coming up against a defender, and the defender's going to hit you a bit harder, and the next tackle is a compliment. I think that's a sign of mutual respect, to be honest with you. So I don't take anything personal in this game at all. It's direct and there's things behind it. But now we get up and we shake hands. We're doing this for someone else's cause. We're doing it for a greater cause. So we have to try and maintain that level of respect because we don't want to do anything dodgy in Derek's name.
Yeah, I remember Derek, man. People forget I've known a lot of the boys from years, man. Like, Derek and that, mate.
Me and Chrissy Hubbard used to have hair, man.
Back in the day, we used to have hair back in the day. That's how long we've known each other.
Yeah, man. You're a solid guy, man.
But what's your highs and your personal lows within yourself from the season? And I don't know if you're going to continue playing next year, but if you do continue playing, have you set yourself any personal goals that you want to achieve within, especially going up into the new division now?
Sorry, one sec. Oh, man. Sorry, I just got a call there. Sorry.
No,
No
that's cool,
problem.
man. That's cool. Did you hear what I said? Yeah.
Yeah. Could you repeat that for me?
Yeah. No. So I was saying, like, what's your personal like highs and lows throughout the season,
Yeah.
and then I don't know if you're going to continue playing next year, but if you do, what's your own personal goals? Knowing that you guys have been promoted now, do you have any personal goals that you want to obviously achieve next year?
As for me playing, I'm done. You know, I've said to Razor and Mo, you know, against the Independents and the Santoses and the Charcoals, if they need me to do a job, I'm here for them. But
Yeah.
season, I'm done. My knees are shot. My knees are literally shot. You know, my Achilles is gone. People think it's just my knees, but I've had 3 hernia operations. I've had 2 shoulder surgeries. I've got screws in my wrists and my shoulder. My body's shot, man. So for me, I'll be on the sideline. I'll be on the sideline. I think Razor might have a little announcement shortly. But personal highs is just being able to finish the season. You know, as you know, last year, I think 2 years ago, I had a big injury, and
Yeah.
so we're gonna have to teach you to walk again. So for me to come back and be able to finish scoring goals and be top scorer at my club, and kind of contribute to the vet scene in my own way, that's my high for the whole year. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I hear that one.
Yeah.
lows. I think in terms of lows, I think it's kind of internal. You know, I've had a little word with my team, and I'm saying going into Division 1, there's a lot of things that have to adjust and change. You know, there's a lot of dropouts on match day. There's a lot of people that kind of let the team down a lot of the time. And for me, because we're doing this for a greater cause, and also we're doing this to kind of prolong the life of Vets football, we have to give a better showing of ourselves. You have to give a better representation of ourselves. And for me, that was kind of like the low point of the season. But my team, aside from that, my team are fantastic, man. Everybody, we all love each other in our team, man. We're all brothers. You know, we don't just turn up and play, and then we're a team, we're a collective. We go out, we sit down, we hold drinks, we give each other feedback, you know. And to be able to do that, and to be able to turn up and just have that kind of camaraderie amongst each other is another high for me this season still. So next season for the team, I think we just got to be in amongst the mix, you know. We're not going to go in there and be, what's the word I'm saying, cocky. We're going to go in there to win the league, because it's different up there. You got Charcoal, you got Independent, you got I don't know if Leone Stars are going to be playing next year, but you got I'm not going to mention LSU Masters. Sorry, Chris. But you got,
I don't think it's personal. It's cool.
Well, we got the rest of them, so we got to go out there and we got to kind of step up to the plate, you know.
Yeah. And where can people find Koya? Well, if they kind of want to join and let you know a little bit more about yourself and the club.
Well, we're on Instagram. We've got an Instagram at FC Koya _vets. If anyone wants any information, you can DM it. And the person that's running it, I'm not actually too sure who's running it, but the person that is running it will get back to you and give you any information you need. We have a Sunday team, FC Koya, same as on Instagram and Twitter. So if you can't get through to us via the Vets one, you can speak to that one as well, and you can just get any information, man. We're out there. We're gonna be a bit more of a social presence this year. We don't really want to get too much mixed up in the social media thing, because we don't want to become a Vets SE Dons, but we're gonna let people know what we do and who we are.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, respect that. Big T, honestly, thank you so much for coming on, and again, you are a presence on and off the pitch, and
thank you.
I think for me, you've kind of I think you've underplayed your kind of contribution to the kind of vet scene. You've been a huge influence, and we need men like you, flying the flag for men over 35, clubs, but stuff that goes on off the pitch as well. So and bro, I need a bit of revenge as well. So literally, if there's a cup game and we're playing you guys, listen, I've got to see you with that Koya shirt on, bro.
to Breeze, I'll make you a gentleman's agreement. If we get Catford in the cup, any cup, I'll play the game. I'll play the full game.
Wow.
Love that.
Okay.
Make sure you're playing when I'm not playing, so I can watch.
All right, cool.
But for me, like, you know, I've known you for a long time, man, and like hearing and seeing your story and knowing that you've been able to play and finish the season, like for me, like it's a pleasure seeing that, man. It's a shame that you might not play as much next year, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you've graced the game, and again, it's an honour being able to share the field with you when I did. And to be fair, you scored some bangers, bro. Remember the one you took on your chest and overhead kicked him.
Yeah. I remember that one. I remember that one.
Listen, hopefully at some point you do grace the field again. But if not, you still have a lot to offer within the game, knowledge, experience. So hopefully we get to see you on the sideline at some point, supporting and obviously helping out in some sort of some shape or form. So, boy, it's a pleasure, man. You know that team, man. Always love, bro.
Thank you very much, Chris. And just before I go as well, you know, I was listening to you before, and you were saying that you're surprised your business took off. I don't know why you're surprised, bro. You know what type of person you are. You know the kind of influence you have on people. You know, so your business taking off is no surprise to me. You know,
thank you, brother.
You've got that greatness about you. You've got that greatness. So keep it up to Breeze. Keep up the show. You know, you're probably one of 3 outlets that lets the world know about the vet scene. And we need to keep pushing this vet scene and kind of building up the integrity of it again and get it going, man. But you're both doing greatness in your own rights, you know.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
No worries.
Catch you later on.
Take care of yourself.
Take care, man. Later.
Peace.
Big shout out to like Tibbs. Let's like bring Sean into the mix. Where is he? Sean, where are you? Sean, are you there? Oh yeah, we can.
Yes, man.
But like we can't see you. And this is what I love about live TV. You just don't know.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Sean, can you hear us?
I can hear you, mate. Can you hear me?
Yes. But like literally blank camera.
Pricey, Harry? Yeah, man. I can. All I can see in that green room is my wallpaper.
We can't see you at all.
Shall I come back out and come back in?
Yes, please. And literally, we will also keep your space spare, but we're gonna move on to the next person.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, talk to you soon. Live television.
I'm experiencing it firsthand now. Hey, I love this.
Honestly,
I love this. This is what it's about.
This is
yeah.
Owen,
evening.
We can see you.
Evening.
Owen, how you doing, sir?
I can see and hear you. Yes, all good.
I love that.
You good?
Yeah, all good. Thanks, guys. All good. Yeah.
Good stuff. So, how did Herne Bay do this season or last season, depending on how you look at it?
Okay, so overall, comparing the previous season, which is obviously a natural benchmark to do, but we made progress as a squad. So we won our league again, without being knobbish, pretty standard. Thank you. We won our League Cup again. We went further in the London Cup than what we had done the season before. And we got to the Kent Cup final, which was further than where we went the season before. We lost it. But when you put that all together, that's basically we as a squad made progress on what we'd achieved the previous season. Yeah, so that's a positive. It was obviously disappointing to lose the Kent Cup final. You know, that's the big one for many of us, and that was gutting for a number of reasons. But overall, we've got to take it as a positive.
Okay. Sounds it.
Yeah.
So and like Owen, we've been speaking for 2 years now, maybe.
I think so.
And actually, you've like always struck me as a very positive, very optimistic gentleman. But I know that you was very frustrated regarding the London Cup run. Again, like you like played LSU in was it in the quarters? Was it quarters?
No, it was the round before.
Yeah, and like you felt that you guys didn't really put your best foot forward. Is that something that still frustrates you a little bit in terms of you couldn't get any further because you were my kind of dark horses for the competition?
Yeah, when you look, I mean, I don't know if you're going to ask me the same questions as what you asked Tyrus, but our toughest game of the whole season was the LSU game, without a doubt. And even though we then lost to Independent, and you might think, well, then arguably they were better. Not to undermine Independent, it's all a very, very good team, but we felt LSU best team we played in that season and played ever as a vets team. Yeah, it was a really, really tough game, and we turned up that night, and I think deservedly won the game. Okay, there was a bit of a contentious call with the sending off, but I think I think we deserved to win it. I think our spirit was stronger. Our team bond, quality, okay, probably to a man they were better, but we weren't miles behind. Anyway, that was the toughest game, and because of that, how we got through that game, it then made how we performed in the next game, the contrast even bigger, because we just didn't bring the same energy, the same fights. The quality was lacking big time. We just let ourselves down in the next game, and that was the frustrating thing. From where we'd been to then how we played in that next game. So yeah, big frustration, but you got to move on quickly with these things, don't you? There's no point dwelling on it. You can't change it. You just got to think, right, if we're in that position again, we know now, what we need to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I played in that game, and obviously,
yeah, of course.
I thought you guys, for me, you guys were very, very good. I thought you were organised. You was very organised, and at times you made it very hard for us to obviously break you down at times. And then, listen, you can't take back anything. It was a sending off. It is what it is, isn't it? But I just feel, and this is something I've said about us. I feel like at times we weren't a unit at times within us as a team. And I know one thing I noticed about you lot was that you were quite tight knitted, and you actually worked quite well together, and you made sure that it was hard for us. And I have to respect that, because at the end of the day, you lot did that, got the job done. And I'll be honest with you, I thought you guys would go further, especially after that game. I genuinely, in my mind, I was like, do you know what? They're good enough to go further in it. So it was a surprise to hear that you guys went out. But then again, you catch Independent on a good day, and they can be a tough team to play, which we've experienced ourselves. So
yeah.
The game against Catford, I know I wasn't playing. I'm not saying that I would have made a difference, but what I noticed is just how what's the word I'm looking for? There's no big time Charlies within your camp. There was like no complaining regarding you kind of coming like down to actually play in South, and you guys just look like a team. And actually, when you played us, you like played us off the park, actually, what I like about it as well, even afterwards, you kind of came into like the Catford bar, and you would have, like a few drinks, and see, that's what Vets football is really about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You still got to have that camaraderie a little bit, after the game. The games we've not played in any games where they're really nasty. You get some where it's okay, there's a physical element, but You know, when you were younger, you played games and yourself, you probably throw in a naughty tackle. Nowadays, you just think a bit more carefully about it because you think, oh, I'll probably hurt myself as well if I do that tackle, let alone the other guy. But yeah, he still, we were brought up with a culture of that was probably what you did after games. A lot of the youngsters nowadays, it's not a thing for them, is it? They're the kind of have a drink in the bar afterwards. So yeah, we like to do that, especially if we're travelling. We're going a long way. We like to do that. We're not going to just shoot off.
No, that's nice.
And actually, what's your, I'd say, your kind of short-term future now at Herne Bay?
Well, similar to the big man before, I'm 50-50 about whether I can continue playing. I mean, he was more conclusive. Sorry, so yeah, I'm 50-50 just because the body's failing me. I'm 41. Had anybody told me when I was early 30s that I'd still be playing a decent standard of 41, I would have laughed at them because my knees were falling apart back then, and I was playing a good standard then, and I sacked it off because I was just going through this cycle of playing, not able to walk properly for a few days, getting just ready in time for the next weekend, and then blah, 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 going round and round. Stopped football, found the vets, then got back into it. And yeah, I've still been blessed to be able to still continue playing. But yeah, I'm the end might be in sight for me because I'm back into that routine now, and it's different. There's other elements. I've got 3 boys, the 2 youngest ones, they want my attention, of course they do. And also, I'm in pain. I'm in bed at night in pain, and unable to find the right angle, trying to sleep. But yeah, it's a catch-22 for me as well because I don't particularly look after myself. I've never been out going running. I don't go to the gym. I like to eat. Yeah, and the catch-22 is I need some time off to try and just give my body a chance to reset a little bit, but then if I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna balloon, and then when I come back, there's extra weight impacting the body.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit of a catch-22. I've said to the gaffer, I just want to see how it goes for a month, so mid-July, and I'll make a shout.
Yeah. What about, so obviously it sounds like you're quite dominant within your league, in the cup, your local cup and stuff. Is there any chance of you guys like branching out somewhere else just to challenge yourselves? Or obviously I know the traveling is quite hard, but because it seems like I think you spoke before, and if I can remember right, I watched the show and you spoke before and you said you're very dominant in your league. Yeah, so is there any chance of you guys branching out, trying a different league?
Yeah,
taking yourselves out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, we've looked at it. I mean, that was one of the reasons why when we were invited to consider entering the London Cup, we jumped at the chance because we knew it would be a good standard. We've subsequently found out it's a lot better than what we had already thought it would be, so we'd underestimated it. But that's why we want to definitely continue entering that to give ourselves a competition. Our league, they don't make us feel welcome. They try and bend rules against us all the time. Sometimes it's ridiculous. There's things they come up with to try to do. You think, we're uplifting the status of your league, but yet you just seem to make it really difficult for us. So to answer the actual question, Chris, we explored. There's another league in Maidstone, or the Medway Maidstone area.
Okay.
And that's actually called the Kent Vets League. And we actually applied. We did apply to them, but they only do afternoon games, and we're a morning team.
Okay.
All of our lives are kind of been adjusted around that. There were some guys who were like, I could do an afternoon, but not enough. And we did ask the league, said, look, you know who we are. We'd like to think we're going to help elevate the calibre of the league again. Would you consider amending kickoff times for us? It was a cheeky ask. Couldn't lose anything. They said no. So,
okay.
Yeah, we've stuck here. I think someone some time ago suggested about entering the Southern Vets League. Obviously, doing so, having to play all our games in London, all London areas. But yeah, that wasn't. It's a lot. That would be.
It would be.
Yeah. So unfortunately, no. For the time being, we're in our league. Hopefully, it attracts some other teams this year. Although one point that Tyrus said, and I can definitely echo it, round our way, it's exactly the same. Players are hitting 35, and they're in it. They're coming in it. So, you know, that will continue to help elevate the standard naturally, because you're getting guys who are still very mobile.
Okay. And I'd say like the kind of last question that actually I kind of want to say is, with your business in like sales and marketing, how do you think, you know, new vets teams or literally vets teams that kind of want to keep their club sustained, you know, how can sales and marketing help particular clubs?
It's just about a strategy to make sure that they're building the awareness amongst the potentials 2-3 years ahead before they're actually going to be. Just start sowing that seed. You know, just here you go. There's something. This, if you don't know about it, there's this vets football standard. Once you hit 35, it's there. You start talking to 32-year-olds, 31-year-olds, 32-year-olds. And that's quite similar to when you're building a sales funnel. You've got this awareness phase where you just, let's get our business out there to the right people, just make them aware, and you move down through the funnel over a time period. So yeah, with those, it's just making sure that those people who will be in consideration are starting to be aware, and you stay in their radars until the time's right.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, Owen, absolute pleasure. Absolute monster as well. And also off the pitch, a true, genuine human being. So again, thank you for all of your feedback and support.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words to Pricey.
Thank you, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to speak to you as well. And obviously, I hope you guys continue to do well. I hope you get to grow. And yeah, it was a pleasure playing against you guys. So all the best for the future and whatever it holds for you guys.
Nice one. You scored a nice goal that night, actually, didn't you? You scored, didn't you, I think? Against us, I think.
Yeah, it got cut back, and I just got my foot around it and put it into the bottom corner.
You know, that's like Chris's typical goal. I mean, Chris kind of gave me the run around before, and I hated him for a good 90 minutes. He's all right, you know.
It was all right. Obviously, it didn't amount to nothing, but you know, it's nice to score. So.
Yeah. We remember you as a good player. Well, a great player amongst many others in that team. But yeah, pleasure playing against you, to Brees. It was great we had a chance to meet at that game, wasn't it? Yeah, thanks for having me on the show whenever you have
Thank you.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. And I'll keep watching in the background as you go through the rest of the guys, yeah?
Legend.
Thank you so much, Owen.
Thank you so much for coming on, mate.
Nice one.
Take care.
You.
Cheers. Bye.
That's great. Let's see if Sean's Wi-Fi is a lot better. Sean.
Here he is.
Yeah, I'm out in the sticks. That's what happens in the sticks. You don't get a Wi-Fi out here.
How you doing, Sean? You good?
Yeah, really good, mate. Thank you. Really good. A heavy night last night. We had the league presentation last night, so we had a good night in the end.
Okay. Yeah, let's kind of quickly talk about your season, because you had a pretty successful season, haven't you?
Yeah, we've done well in the end. I can't really ask for no more than that. I think when we spoke last time, we were just won the semi-final to get to the League Cup. And then we was pushing the league. I think we threw the league away at one point. But it all come together. I've done final days, and that was the final day for us, and that cup final day for us, to be honest. It was a fantastic day.
Brilliant. I mean, like the Wi-Fi isn't great, but I can just about make out what you're saying. Chris, how is it for you?
I can hear it. It's very very echoey, like very jumpy as Sean is talking, but I'm catching little bits as he's saying it.
No, cool. We will work with this. So yeah, Sean. So what's your kind of objectives for like next season?
I think the league as a total has improved. They've increased it to 29 teams next year over 3 divisions. So I think that just spells it out really. And I obviously heard the fellow on before saying about trying to kick off at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's mental. No chance. But 10 o'clock in the morning. What's all that about? But no, we. Yes, they've increased it now. So we've got 3 teams, three strong divisions now. Obviously, there's some teams like ourselves, Snodland in there, New Ash Green, Ausford. There's more good sides in there to be a really, really competitive division, to be honest. The league below, when we just come out of, they've got 10 teams, and the league below that have got 9 teams now. So it's growing faster and faster. And obviously, and a lot bigger, and a lot of players want to play in the league now, which is really good.
Yeah, sounds it.
And are you kind of also finding players who are just turning 35, jumping straight into vets? Exactly what Tyrus and Owen said previously.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, I think I've had the 2 fellas on before that. I think a lot of people now looking at vets when they get to 32, 33, they're looking to play vets already. So when they turn 35, it's you notice the players, like the standards of players that are coming through regular, and what you're playing against every week is getting a lot more physical. I think the cup final, we were 500 people coming to watch the final we played in, and they didn't realise how quick the game was at vets football. I think when you're playing it, it's sort of quite slow motion, but when you're watching people sort of tell you how it's sort of quite lively, and people are not putting out challenges now, and everyone thinks it's like walking football, but it's something that we've all done for our lives. You can't, and it doesn't leave you, does it? Doesn't leave you. Want to win, you want to go and compete, and you want to go and do the best for your side, don't you? So
yeah, no, because I was one of them people. Obviously, I continued playing Saturdays until I think I was 36. I was between 35, 36 that I carried on playing Saturdays, and then but even me, I was like, no, I can't play vets yet. Because I thought vets was, as you just said, I thought it was walking football. I thought vets was very slow. It's only when I actually did jump into vets. I
think you're playing against players that have played at level you've probably played against them all throughout your lives. You know what I mean? They all played at decent levels, or played at good levels of football. And I think if you look at generations, I think our generation now is all turning at the same time, where everything used to give up to play football on Saturday and Sunday. And I think that's the generation, the 35 bracket, where the 40 now still can't give it up, can't walk for 7 days, but I'll go and play again Saturday. Do you know what I mean? So it's the way it is. It's the way it is. And I think that's the generation that's going to lose, because I don't see that coming through after us. I may be wrong. I hope I am, to be totally honest, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I like, even me just being in it now, I hope it continues to grow. You know, I try and promote as best I can. Even, you know, I play for not so much now, but I used to play for a YouTube team. So even then, I'm like saying to the boys there, when you guys stop, or when you guys think you're stopping, jump into vets, because that's still a good quality of football.
Okay.
Good players.
Yeah. So with the market hotel, they've done really well in it all this year. To be honest, they won the whole lot on a Sunday, and we have a really good contact. We've got the same sponsor, so they're trying to do it for us in the Ashford area as well. They sort of generate it for us as well and try and promote it. Vets football as much as they can, one banner really, which is quite nice. But it's like it's the football that we can't give up, and it's just that's the problem. It's just in blood. It's in your life. You play at a good level, and you don't want to stop. And no matter where you're playing in the country, you still want to play football, don't you?
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Exactly that.
True. So true. So where can people find you? Find your team. What are your socials or contact details?
As I said before, I'm like a caveman when it comes to social separation, as you know today, mate. It's like I don't know Wi-Fi. So now we're on Twitter. We're on Twitter, but we can County Div 1 now. We'll put a good account of ourselves next season, which I'm looking out for. And I want to go win that Kent Cup as well. That's my aim next year, is to do a triple of the Jordan next year. So I want to win that Kent. The Kent Cup is the one I want. We won the Kent Cup or the Kent League Cup. We won obviously Division 2, but we want to win the league and that Kent Cup. That's the one I want to win next year.
All right. Okay.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck, and I'll be kind of definitely.
Thanks very much. I'll speak to you very soon.
Yeah, definitely, Sean. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you,
Take
Sean.
care, mate. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Right, see you soon.
Big shout out to Sean. Big shout out to Sean. So just to let you know, in terms of like the running order, we got Craig up next, and then Pricey, Nana, and then Chrissy Walker, and then Hubbard. You are going to be the last person that. Well,
cool, mate.
There's probably going to be more like people coming on anyway, but yeah, that's the
cool.
kind of running
leave me till last. I'm happy to go last anyway. So
cool. Let's bring Craig on. Craig, how
you
doing?
Evening. Yeah, very well. You?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you so much for like waiting, and actually also as well. Thank you so much for just interacting on on like socials. And again, anyone out there, that's kind of how you get people's attention. Absolutely. Just by interacting. So honestly, thank you so much.
No problem.
Cool. So I would love to know a little bit more about yourself and the team that you play for.
Yeah, so I run Ausford. We are in Kent County Vets Prem. This season, we had a nearly season, which probably the second season in a row we've had a nearly season. If we'd have won our last 2 games, we would have won the league. Unfortunately, injury crisis, couldn't get players out, lost those games. We lost in the Kent Cup semi-final to Glebe, who obviously went on to win it. So that was kind of disappointing as well. But it was similar the season before. So we're nearly there, and we just need that little bit extra to get us over the line. And yeah, so a good season, but just not a great season.
And what's the extra bit you think you need?
I think we've got a good, we're probably more like an old Sunday side. Lots of our players have played together for a long time, and we've got a few ex kind of semi-pros, ex-pro, but most of us probably never played to that level, and it's probably our camaraderie, our team spirit that get us through. If you look at our Instagram page, we do a lot of more social stuff than most other teams. We've been on tour to Portugal twice. Wow. We do race nights, we do golf days, all that kind of stuff, and I think that really helps us. But that little bit extra to get us to the win, maybe we just need a little bit more experience in that kind of thing to get us there.
So cool. Obviously, I don't know much about your league. What's your league like?
It's very
like that.
I'd say it's a very strong league. It's one that anyone can beat anyone. When I look at the games we lost this season, we lost to 2 of the sides that got relegated. We beat all the sides at the top. We beat the team that won the league 6-0. So we play. Obviously Sean's team will be coming up into that league. They beat us last season, yet they got relegated as well. So there's it's going to be really strong, and it's kind of anyone can beat anyone. I think we probably our eyes were opened when we played Glebe in in the Kent Cup semi-final,
Yeah.
because they were very good. They were very strong. The way that game went, for the first 15 minutes, we hardly touched the ball, to be completely honest. They went 1-up. We got a great equaliser. Probably should have scored and took the lead just on half time. Then they had a man sent off. So I'm thinking, we got a really good chance here. And then they just took it away from us in the second half, and we got done 5-2.
Yeah.
So that was probably a disappointment. But you could tell that they had played at a standard that maybe quite a few of our players hadn't played at. The way they kept the ball was kind of different class, and probably didn't help that this season our club, because we are it's not just a vets team. We've got all ages.
Mm-hmm.
We had a 3G installed this year, so now we're playing on 3G every week,
That's brilliant.
which helps us usually. We're getting used to it, playing that kind of different style of football, keeping the ball a lot more. But I think it really suited Glebe on that day because they kept the ball fantastically.
Yeah. What would you say then after playing Glebe? If you were to look at your team, what would you say that you would need to do to ensure that next time or within next season you play in that cup, would you need to do to ensure that you'll be able to compete to the fullest?
I think one of our biggest challenge against Glebe was 3 weeks earlier. Our main centre forward, who scored 90 goals in 50 games, broke his arm. So trying to replace that. Look, the guy that come in, scored, played really well, had a great game, but trying to replace all those goals is a challenge. And actually, it's probably our challenge throughout the season. When I look at our goal scorers, he scored 17. I think our next highest goal scorer scored 6. So, trying to get more goals from our wide position, from our midfield, probably is where we need to focus on next season. How do we get them players in the game more? How do we rotate that a little bit more when they aren't getting the goals, when they aren't scoring, when they aren't contributing? And that's probably been a challenge. It's my first season running the team. We've been going as a Vex team for 4 years now. Like just at the start of COVID, it started, and Mike, who put the team together, did a brilliant job. But he moved away, so I kind of fell into taking it over a little bit. Really felt like if I don't do it, who's going to do it? And that's it challenging in itself, because I've always played, only, think I've always done a pretty good job, but it's difficult to play and manage. I don't think it's really possible to do that, because every time I've tried, I'm on the pitch thinking about people on the sideline, thinking about what do we do next, and it's just so much easier than clarity of thought to be on the kind of as the manager. So that's been a different change as well, and a different change for me personally as well. And I guess talking to some of what I'd call my senior players, they want us to treat it more like a Saturday side, so to speak, and look at bringing in some new players to get us over the line, looking at making it more, I guess, more challenging, rather than being very matey, to being a little bit more like football is cutthroat.
No, but to be fair, listening to you talk and hearing that you've only been together 4 years, look, making the Kent Cup semi-final, that's a big achievement. So you guys are already heading in the right direction, and I guess if you continue to make them good tweaks to your team, you're only going to get stronger. So I'd say just keep doing what you're doing. You seem like you guys are going in the right direction, and I can imagine the transformation will play into being a manager is going to be very difficult, because I'm kind of making, not want to say manager, but I'm coming away from football as much as I can now to be a coach, and the transition is very difficult because you want to try and play, but then it's it's going to be hard. But continue to keep doing a great job. It seems like you guys are doing really well, and I'm going to look out for you guys. I'm going to give you guys a follow and keep an eye on you guys. It'll be good to see how you guys progress through the season.
Yeah, and I think probably that's the hard bit more is because these are all my mates as well because of playing in the same team. These are all my mates. So trying to, making those kind of difficult decisions and, even, this season, sometimes I've had 18 in for a game and I've got a chop to that I can't get in the squad, and I'm going to see him in the pub the next day. And that's difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess it just kind of nature of the beast.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And Craig, again, I just want to just kind of repeat what I said at the beginning. I just want to shout you out because with the kind of social media aspect of it, and again, your like page is like active, and literally how you kind of interact with not only me, but I can imagine that's kind of how you are with other teams and other individuals. It's honestly, like it's just so nice. It's exactly what social media is about, right?
Yeah, I think I see it as a way to remember in the future the stuff that we did and we've been doing. So I think it's important to kind of record it and our goalkeeper Kev, he brings a GoPro to the games now, so we get footage of the games and all that kind of stuff on there as well, which is nice to see and look back on. And it helps you remember those moments, and hopefully in 10 20 years time it'll still be there and we can still look back at kind of and remember and probably laugh at some of the funny things that happened on the pitch or some of the goals that have been scored. So all that kind of stuff's really important. And we want to be more than just a football club in that respect. For me, it's not just about us coming together on a Saturday afternoon to play football. It's about how we kind of interact as a group throughout the week when we haven't got games. It needs to have that kind of team spirit to it because it makes it more than what it is. You can be really cutthroat, get the best players and be that team that wins everything. And look, that's great. And good luck to teams that do that. But for me, I think it's kind of more important to have a really good group of people that really interact well together, can do stuff, that can go away together. The tours to Portugal have been absolutely unbelievable. Getting a group of lads together to do that, is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so cool.
Amazing. And what's your social, your social media details? How can people get to know you and your club a lot more?
Yeah, so we're Ausford_vets. So Ausford on the screen. You'll see us on there. So that's the only one we're on Insta. Cool.
And what I'm literally going to do, I'm going to probably put out a story on the Amateur Football Podcast. So then, to anyone that's kind of watching, or again, just to kind of make sure I can bring as much awareness to you and your club. And again, I wanted to say again, Craig, just again, this is how social media is supposed to work. You're supposed to be sharing, you're supposed to be commenting, creating conversations. And like the moment I knew I'll be doing this show, I'm like, you know what? I've got to bring you on because again, like you was top of funnel, again, Craig, thank you so much.
No problem at all. Thank you.
I just gave you a follow as well, so
thanks, mate.
I'm going to keep an eye on you guys. So good luck with the future. Keep doing the great things that you guys are doing, man.
Bro, cheers, guys.
Cheers,
Take care, mate. Bye,
See you later. Big shout out to Craig. Big shout out to Craig.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to meet him.
Yeah. And you know what? Like what I've noticed as well. So the past three guests, Sean, Owen, and Craig, they all represent teams in Kent. So again, like the Vets League is bigger than South.
It is, man. The thing is, like I said, I didn't know much about their league, and obviously hearing about it now and seeing it, you're understanding that it's a big world out there, as in like, especially in Vets football. Like you get kind of caught up in your world, especially being in where we live. You kind of just think about your own, but then there's a bigger picture out there. So yeah. Good luck to all of them, man.
Yeah, definitely. And again, big shout out everyone that's in the green room. So the next on is Pricey, and then Nana, and then Walker, and then James from Kamazi Strikers. I've been looking forward to this conversation. James is here.
Like-
James is here.
Come on, James.
Come on. So let's bring Pricey on. Brother Pricey, how you doing, sir?
Evening, Pricey. Turn your mic on.
We can't hear you. Oh, we can't hear you, man. Oh, come on, Pricey, we can't hear you, bro. Okay, shall I tell you what we'll do? We will literally move on to the next person, and then probably log off, and then log back in, and then we'll like come straight back to you. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him at all. Let's go straight on to Nana, part of the SFL committee member.
Yes, Nana.
SVFL.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
She said SFL. Good evening, brothers. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm blessed, Hubs. I'm blessed.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear,
Good.
man.
Well, you know what? You are actually looking thinner, which is surprisingly because you've like been on holiday. So I know that you've been eating that hard food. So honestly, like I'm actually surprised you're looking thinner, bro. What's going on?
This guy. I knew you were gonna go there.
Right. He didn't give you time to settle. Raw.
Don't worry, I'm gonna game. I'm gonna game. You know I don't forget.
Oh gosh. So as a league committee member, could you kind of give us a kind of overall analysis how you think the league the season went?
I think it's been a good season football wise. It's been a really good season because if you look across the divisions, it's been really, really competitive. Division 1, 2, I'd say 3, 4 has been outstanding, but even the lower divisions, it's been very, very, very competitive. You know, a lot of people say, you know, when you go to like Division 5, 6, 7, people just want to come and have a kick about and, you know, go to the pub and have a drink. But if you see the cup competitions, you know, some of the underdogs have done really, really well. Some of the people or some of the clubs expected to win haven't. Some of the clubs expected to run away with the league, they haven't. So it's been competitive throughout. You know, on discipline, it could have been a lot better because that's why we are in this game, to try and make it fair, to try and make it clean, for people to actually express themselves. You know, we talk about mental health every single day, and for some of us, that's why we come out on a Saturday. You know, 100%. to de-stress, to meet our, you know, our fellow, you know, old men, I'd say, and you know, a fellowship in football, basically. It hasn't happened like that in various ways, and that's what's disappointing. But there's progress. At the last meeting, which happened on Wednesday, there's a lot of things said by different clubs in terms of them seeing how things are going and how they're going to get more involved into trying to weed some of these cancers out of the game. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next season.
That's good, man. That's good.
Okay.
I've got one question though. Like, obviously, I know you're a ref, and I know you obviously deal with most of the refs and stuff. And this is not I just feel, for me playing, is there something that's going to be done regarding their timekeeping? Because obviously, I know everyone's got lives and everything like that, and I'll take that into consideration. But obviously, sometimes when you turn up to a game and you've got both teams are there ready to play, and then the ref's not even there, or the refs are strolling up like they've got all the time in the world. Is there anything that's obviously going to be done regarding that? And if so, is there anything to do regarding them? Not saying being punished, but obviously, like just ensuring that they understand that they need to be kind of on time.
Absolutely. So, a few things for me. Yes, I'm a ref. I'm also the ref secretary of this league. So, I take the referee business quite seriously. There's two things here. So, one, we are so thin on the ground when it comes to referee. So sometimes before a referee comes to do, say, a 2:30 game, they got a London Cup game at say 10:30.
Oh, okay.
And those cup games, if they run late, then it sort of eats into the time of our games.
Okay.
County cup games take priority. So, when they turn up, we are sort of grateful. Now, on the other hand, every referee that I put on the game, especially the younger ones, I do debrief them after the games to aid in their development.
Yeah.
Learn whether they are fit for that game, learn whether they can do, a higher divisional game, for example.
Yeah.
So, the next time if I've heard that they had issues with this particular set of teams, then I find out what's happened, and if that can be sorted out, if there's anything that we can learn from there, and move on.
Yeah.
Also, that being said, there's not a lot of teams who let me know that these referees have turned up late.
Oh, fair enough. That's a fair point.
And that is actually the major issue. If you let me know that this referee turned up late, then I'm wanting to find out what exactly has happened.
Yeah.
If it's a case of you just turn up just about kickoff to do the game and take your money, that's not what we're about. As a referee, you're meant to be there at least 30 minutes before the game, check the nets, take the team sheets, sort everything out before the game goes on. So if teams report when referees are late, then I can deal with it. But not a lot of teams. So that the whole season, I've had only three reports, all across the 7 divisions of referees being late.
Oh, really?
You understand? Exactly. So it might be a serious issue for a lot of clubs in the division, but unless they report it, we can't really do anything about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree. I agree with that.
Of course, I cannot. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's, obviously, it's new to me, and it's nice. It's a good insight to know that obviously some refs, maybe not all, but some refs are obviously doing games in the morning. Now that's a good insight to know, because they don't say that, for example, one might turn up, but he had a game in the morning. He won't necessarily let us know that. He will just, or she might turn up and just go straight there, turn up, take their bag down or whatever. They're ready to start the game. Where obviously out of frustration being a player, you're like, oh, okay, because if we were running kind of late, we would then kind of get penalised for us being late. So I've just
Absolutely.
I mean, so I just wanted to be sure if there was, on the flip side, there was something that gets dealt with them if they're late and there's no reason to it. They're just, like you said, strolling up late and stuff. But again, you can't do nothing if no one says nothing. So
if they're deliberately late, consistently late, there's a lot of games that some referees want to do. For example, if you are a more experienced referee, you're wanting higher games, good competitive games, and if you're consistently late and I find out, then obviously you're not getting those games, because I can't expect you, for example, to go and do an LSU and an independent, and they're sitting there waiting for you for 15, 20 minutes. That's not on. So I do talk to them, and if anybody's not doing what they're meant to do, we find out what best to do, and and the consequences follow.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. It's a good start. Thank you.
What's the committee? Okay, so I'm like trying to frame this in a way. What has the committee learned about the no-show charcoal situation against LSU in the league?
I'd love to answer that, bro. Trust me, I'd love to answer that, but it's still under investigation. It's gone higher than the committee, so I can't really speak on that as a committee member.
Okay.
As a player in the league, I can comment on that.
I would love to get your opinion.
So as a player, entirely devoid of committee status, I was actually in Ghana, so I wasn't around at the time. But the referees I appointed for the CAF final, told me how the supposed game went. So basically, LSU brought out two teams. It was a wicked contingency plan that was put in place, and there was a good day out in a good restaurant. I think the only winners here are LSU. So I give credit to them for actually turning out, and they worked hard. They've got into a final. If another team doesn't want to show up, that's their problem, and I'm sure that the league will deal with it at some point. But congrats to LSU for winning the cup. Champions 2023-2024, the Senior Cup. So congrats to them.
Is there going to be a restructuring regarding the leagues from Div 1 down to Div 7? Teams going up, going down, new teams that are coming into the league, new teams that are dropping out. What's the process?
So I think I mentioned this before. So at the moment, we have about 9 teams who are coming in. We already have 7 divisions of 10 teams, some of them 11. But we have 9 teams coming in. A few teams have dropped, a few teams have folded. What happens is automatically the 2 winners, the winner and the runner for every from Division 2 to Division 7 obviously go up. If they don't want to go up, then the person or the club next in line with them actually they want to go up. When new teams are coming in, if their place, yes, you'd say the best place, their new teams to place them in Division 7, for example. But put it this way: if a team like LSU this huge club, they have 30 players in masters, the quality of those players. Now, if they want to break away and join the league, you wouldn't want to put them in Division 7 because you're going to have scorelines of like 12-0, 15-0, that sort of thing. The teams there would not want to, they'll just give them a home or away walkover because nobody wants to go and get smashed, on a Saturday afternoon that way. So once we see the level that these boys have played at, then we determine where we should put them. Obviously, if they have a member club, say if LSU broke away and they have a member club and they're going to call it LSU C or something, we won't put them in Division 1 because then there will be a conflict of interest into a division. So we'll put them in the division lower where they will have to fight to get to Division 1 because obviously it won't be fair for the rest of the teams in the league. That being said, all the other new teams who are joining, we ask them to play friendlies, with teams in various divisions, so we can find out, the level where they're at. We can also use word of mouth because footballing in the West League is a really small community. Everybody knows everybody, and they're friends and brothers. So if there's a new team, James will come on shortly of Kumasi Strikers. We've been talking for the best part of like 6 months now when he made his intention clear that he wanted Kumasi to join. He wants to stay in Division 5, for example. We feel like he should be in Division 4 because we think that, Kumasi are a good name, good, we know this quality. So obviously some of the boys from the main team want to join the best team, then we already know the quality that they're going to have, but he's assured us that the level that they're at, they think they want to be in Division 5. So fair enough. Things will still be juggled up until maybe about the last month, August, before the season starts, because that's when the appointments and the fixtures will be put through. Teams might drop out, more might join, you never know. But that's the baseline in terms of putting teams at particular levels or particular divisions, just to make it fairness, make it fair, make it very competitive for everyone who wants to play.
Okay. Cool. And what's the one thing that you're looking forward to as a committee member next season?
That's a really good question. I think as a committee member, as a committee as a whole, it would be good to change a few of the regulations in the handbook, and because we at the moment we have about 12 committee members, which is a very good sort of setup. That there will definitely be impartiality, there will definitely be fairness, because there's a lot of people with different opinions, and all these people on the committee are involved one way or the other with a team in the league. So if a few things are changed in terms of giving the committee more autonomy, more authority in deliberating on issues quicker, that will be good, because a lot of things have to go to the London FA, which takes a long time before it comes back. But if there were some bylaws within the league which can be put in place by the committee, and quicker summaries, judgments can be made, it will help things move on. For example, Koya issue had to go to LFA from last season, and 2 seasons ago, and they only played the final last season. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. If both of them are in the league, I think the league committee should be able to deliberate quickly on the decision and get it underway, because there's always a vote. You see what I'm saying? So we can get things done quicker than following that long bureaucratic red tape. That's what I'm looking forward to changing.
Okay, cool. Nana, thank you so much for coming on. Nana, you look like a throwback to like Joe from the 1990s, bro.
This guy.
Oh, he's taking liberty.
I came in good for him, I came in good for him.
You came in just an innocent bystander, Look at him.
I'm telling you.
Listen, you know what?
Throwing shots and all of it,
I know.
Trust me. I have to get all of this in now, because I know the what's just ruin me. So I'm doing everything online.
You know what though, Nana? Just ask him how his knees are. Innit? That's what you got to ask him.
I was trying to refrain from that,
Oh boy!
I'll get your back. I'll get your back.
It's funny.
Listen, Tabriz, it's been a pleasure as always.
I
reiterate, Tabriz. Yeah, I heard a bit of your business, Hubs.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Big things. You think it's taking off, but it's gonna go leaps and bounds. It's gonna go places.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Tabriz, always a pleasure. Let me reiterate, you're doing some of the best things, social media wise, not only vet football, but for people, especially young adults, old men like us, in terms of mental health.
Yeah.
So in terms of all the nonsense that goes on social media, some of the things that I've read, absolutely ridiculous, shambolic. And like I said, you rise to filth. You rise above filth. Don't let your head go down. You won the second place content creator in the whole of London for a reason. Keep doing what you're doing. You're not just only Vets football. You're just out there. Everyone, everything. So, shout out to you. Keep doing what you're doing. The sky is not the limit. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And again, I think myself and Nana will probably have a sit down in terms of how we met. But one thing I would say, like when I met Nana, he had hair. He had like dreads. So but
this shot's today,
no, but you know what? But you know what? Like Nana was like one of the first people that actually welcomed me into like the Vets scene, like full stop. And again, our kind of friendship has kind of, I'm saying it's just evolved now, and where like our families are now meeting up and they're doing stuff, and like we're like, what's going on? So
that's good to hear, man. That's what it's about. It's about networking. It's about creating friendships. It's about just caring for each other, man. At the end of the day, like we said, before. I know this is killing me, but yeah. Darren Nana more. But yeah, no.
That's
But
funny.
yeah,
That's
but
funny.
this is what we do. This is what we do it for. You know,
Yeah.
I think you made a point earlier, Nana, that we get up, we come out to play football, we come out to respect each other, and at the end of the day, mental health is a very, very big thing. Like, you know, I think I spoke about it before on Pricey's shows, and it's a big thing to me. It's a very close thing to me, and I feel that I've always been brought up to be like respect everybody, and everyone, you respect someone, they respect you back, and you know, just appreciate that we're here, we're able to play football still, we're able to do things like this, and you know, just big shout out to you all, and just keep doing your things because you're doing well. Like obviously, I've experienced you as a ref now. I'm experiencing you like this, and it's been a pleasure. So continue doing your thing, and I look forward to next season anyway as well.
Same here, boys. Gonna jump out and let somebody else jump in. Yeah.
No worries, man. Peace.
Thank you so much, Nana.
Peace, man.
Big shout to that Nana.
That's it now. I know him now as Darren Nana Moore. That's it.
Darren Nana Moore.
That's it. That's his name for me now.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
And
That's
like Darren Nana Moore, you know, that is lovely. That's brilliant.
That's funny. Let's just see if we can bring back Pricey. So it's Pricey, then Chris, and then James. Let's see if we can bring Pricey back in.
Cool.
Yes, what's going on, sir?
Yes, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can hear you.
No, I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone now, innit? I was using my laptop, yeah, but my laptop's cheap, innit? So,
mate, I know. Listen, sometimes it gets like that, you know. It gets like that.
Oh dear. Oh gosh. See, I don't know if it's a congratulations or you know, Independent finishing second. I mean, how do you view your season, and actually how do you view your like journey into vets?
no, it's definitely a congratulations, man. Do you know what I mean?
I
At the
agree.
end of the day, I've always been humble, like coming from Div 2. Obviously, this is my first season with Independent, so I always knew, like, all right, going into Div 1 now, as long as we get top 4 first season, I'm happy. So to come second, it's a big deal. Do you know what I mean? And it's something for us to build on now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know
Definitely.
100%.
No, definitely. No, go on.
No, I mean, but it's like finishing second after a walkover win. I mean, like that must really kind of hurt, like, you know, like the players, and you know, again, how did like the players respond to that once they got that result in?
I don't think we what when we got the result from Charcoal
and Glebe.
Oh, and Glebe. No, but I knew that Glebe was gonna throw it because Glebe threw it against us. So it's kind of I knew they wasn't gonna put out a team for the rest of the season. So we always knew that was gonna happen anyway. You know what I mean? So Glebe gave us the points, so we can't really come with that and say, oh, Glebe gave them the points and they won the league, because Glebe, they gave us the points, so they could throw that back straight at us. So
yeah,
they won it fair and square. Do you know what I mean? They won it fair and square, man.
Yeah, man. No, they did. Look, but you guys took them to the wire, man. Which is, like I said, I take my hats off to you guys. Obviously, you guys came into the league. I never had no doubt. I know the caliber of players that you got in your team already, so always knew that you guys were going to be challenging. So, like, congratulations, and obviously unlucky at the same time. But
100%.
what would you say for you guys to go the next step next year to obviously to ensure that you are title winners? What would you say that you guys will need to do, or is there anything that you guys have thought about already to put in place for next season?
It's funny. I saw one of the LSU players yesterday, Bass, and we was chatting, and he was saying, "Oh, if LSU and Independent was to join up together, it would be crazy, yeah."
That'd be scary.
It would be scary, yeah. And I was saying that's the difference with Charcoal. Like Charcoal, they've got players on the bench just as good as players that are. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No offense to any of the players, but it's just the truth. Like when you come up to that high level of Div 1, you need to have like same players going on. You know what I mean, you make a sub,
100%.
bring on the same player, and that's no disrespect to any players in anyone's teams or in my team.
No,
that's just my opinion.
I agree. This is because obviously this is something we spoke about at LSU the last game of the season, and I've always said one thing that Charcoal have over people as well is that they're a tight knit unit. Like they're a team, and everybody knows their role. As you just said, so you've got the subs on the bench, starting 11. If someone comes off from the bench, mate, you know that they're going to come on and do the exact same as the person that's already just started.
Yeah.
And I feel, listen, like we said, congratulations to them. They deserved it because, you know what I mean, they've gone on and won it. And I feel if anyone wants to kind of match or go anywhere with them like that in that aspect, we all need to be sure that our squads are deep and everyone knows the same role, as in if you're not playing, but you're still a part of the team. And I feel like the issue you might have is that some people are good players and they don't want to sit on the bench or whatever. But I feel like if LSU, don't know about much of it independent as in that aspect, but I know from LSU's point of view, if we're able to get that together, we can obviously be up there as well.
100%. LSU, I was saying to Bass as well. Like I think LSU, you lot are at the building stage now again, because I think LSU, you were there like top, but now it's like everyone's caught up. Like even Charcoal said it as well. It's like everyone's caught up now, so it's like all right, cool. So now you need to build on what you've got now to play teams like Independent and Charcoal, because even Independent, like the little additions that we made, made a big difference this season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can see that as well. You can see that you guys done very well, man.
100%.
And I would love to kind of get your perspective regarding what you think the biggest obstacle or biggest struggle men over 35 have just in general life.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely mental health. Just dealing with everyday struggles. You know what I mean? Everyone's got something going on. Like even for me this season, this whole year's been crazy because earlier this year I lost my sister in November.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
Sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it, man. So that alone affected me massively, and it's like if I wasn't playing, then it would have been even harder.
Yeah,
like just coming and training, being with the lads, playing on a Saturday. Do you know what I mean? It takes your mind off things, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So I can talk from personal experience and say this season alone, if I didn't have Vets football, it probably would have been hard because there's only so much you can do in the gym. I know you lot must go gym. It's like gym can only give you that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give you that social side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, it's definitely 100%. It's the social side of things. Like the football helps, but it's just being around people, especially people that you know that you can chat to and stuff like that. It helps. It helps a lot.
100%. 100%.
So of course, like the whole back and forth, as in playing Charcoal, like you guys played them 4 times. What have you learned from every single match that you've played against them?
For me, this is my opinion anyway, but it's I think for me, I think it was team selection. Like you just going back to the point again, you got to match Charcoal, innit? If you've got any weaknesses, they will exploit them completely. They will suss. You got a weakness at right back. They're gonna suss that. All right, we're gonna go down that side. You know what I mean? They're gonna exploit everything. So you need to be airtight against them. And I think the first 2 games, obviously the first game, there's controversy in that because obviously we know what happened to Breeze with their player that should have got sent off. So they would have had 9 men. But still saying that, they done well, like playing with 10 men. You wouldn't have even noticed. That's how good they are. But I would say through the 4 games, I realized that you just got to have your team. You've got to have every player there for that game. or they'll exploit you. So by the time we got to that fourth game, I think the fourth game when it was 3-3, that's the only time we had our full strength squad, and we took them. We nearly had them. Like they will even tell you that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And with your kids and literally what you're trying to do even outside of football, how important is it to literally show the next generation the like way we as like adults, like literally we as men over a certain age, conduct ourselves on and off the pitch?
How important is it to
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. You know, like I've got a son, I've got daughters, so I'm the biggest role model in their life. You know, like we spoke about this as well the other day to Breeze. If we ain't showing these kids the right way to go, then we ain't doing our job, are we? So
100%.
I mean, I just think I think right now Vets is in a good place as well. It's like it's actually getting a lot of exposure. And obviously the controversy is making it more more popular as well. You know what I mean? But I would say we're always role models, man. Like we have to show the kids the way.
100%.
Facts. And for like you, apart from winning the league or possibly a cup with Independent, what other goals do you have short term?
Well, in terms of football,
football and also in life.
So with Independent, obviously we want to win the league. We want to win the cup. I'm not sure next season if we're entering London Cup, but I'd want to win London Cup, maybe Surrey Cup. And yeah, just keep playing and try not to get injured. But goals, I would say, yeah. Literally, another thing. I've just finished my my PGCE, secondary PE teacher.
Love that, man.
So obviously, I was into fitness before, but now I'm thinking, all right, cool. Let me go into the schools now and just really start putting in some work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my goal now, to obviously develop more as a teacher, and yeah, in the education system, and yeah, just take it from there, man. Like that's my goal.
Yeah, no, that's good, man.
Amazing. And myself and Pricey had a conversation a couple of days ago, and again, this is kind of what I love about, just talking. You kind of get to know someone outside of the shirt that they wear, and you kind of get to know their story a little bit, and Pricey and like myself have like something that's going to be happening. I'm not going to say nothing, because literally it's not my, it's kind of literally not my horse to ride. But yeah, honestly, I can't wait. And again, this is like what Vets is about. This is kind of what men at our generation, is all about. It's kind of that one-on-one communication, hearing like someone's voice, their like tone, their body language. Yes, like we can kind of do like the social media stuff, but I can always think that we are one of the lucky ones where you had to learn to communicate with someone either by voice or or by facial expressions before they let you into the their like life. And Pricey, honestly, like thank you for even messaging me about your idea.
No, man. At the end of the day, you put in work, so like your work speaks for itself. So you know what I mean? Like So it's a pleasure with me as well. You know what I mean, to do some work with you.
That's good, man. That's good. I wish nothing but the best with both of you in your next adventure together, man. Because at the end of the day, like by the sounds of it, you're very tunnel vision yourself, Pricey, and you seem like you know exactly what you want, and it's so refreshing to hear about. Obviously, what you want to do for the kids and stuff like that. Because obviously, for myself, I work in a school myself. I work with kids that have, special needs. I work in a SDN base. So to hear things like that, I'm exactly the same. So it's ensuring that we're positive role models, not only for I don't have any children, so like for my niece and my nephew, but I'm also a good role model for the children that I work with. I'm a role model for any child that I come across, or any teenager or adult that I come across, so they know that there's positive things that happen for people and stuff like that. And I know that going into with Tabriz, I know you both are going to be putting in the work, and I can see positive things coming from you both. So good luck for you both, man. No, I can see it happening.
No, 100% Hubs. I respect that, man.
Thank you. And also as well, I just want to make this crystal clear, because again, people just don't know. I just want to know that Pricey is one of the founders of Spartans FC, like possibly one of the best teams in Croydon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
I wouldn't say founder of the club.
Yeah,
that's Schema. But
yeah. Oh, so that Spartan, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Spartan. Yeah.
I
got time. Seems my guy.
Yeah. So Schema founded the club, but in terms of YouTube, it's me and my brother that got that moving.
That's good, man. They got good things coming from them as well. They're doing well.
No, 100%.
Listen, I am a Spartans fan, and I literally watch their content religiously, and again, there's kind of playing, and then of course it's the social media side. And actually, I'd actually love to get your opinion, like in terms of what the vet scene can actually do to literally increase their presence on social media.
Yeah, I think the same thing what the Sunday League's doing, getting someone to video games, and just because remember we haven't got like a vets SE Dons, you know what I mean, or vets the wall.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, we haven't got any of that. So I think someone needs to take it there, and then obviously it's going to bring even more exposure.
I agree. I totally agree. It's like it was nice, even though look, it weren't a shocking result on our behalf, but to have your fresh there recording our game against Charcoal. Now that alone, just going out on that platform, because they're doing very well. And they're like, pick up your fresh, like they're doing really well. So to have them there recording our game, it just shows you how big the Vets football is and how it can be. So I totally agree. If people are willing to do that and they want to take this to the next level, that's something that people should look into, because people have VOs and like other things like that, but it's ensuring that if everyone is on the same page and happy to do that, then I'd say promote it as much as you can on your social media. Try and get a YouTube page, and then who knows? Get to Breeze and that to do what he can for us as well. I think help it grow, because I feel there's so much potential in this Vets game, and there's so much potential behind the scenes in this Vets game. This is my second full season in it, so seeing it and being in it is so much potential, man. I feel like us as a Vets community, I feel like we're holding back a little bit, and I feel like we should be promoting it a lot more, man.
I think obviously for guys our age, we're very busy as well. Do you know what I mean? Doing things. So it's like it's a full-time job, YouTube. I know it's a full-time job. You need someone that's dedicated. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Hobbs.
Yeah, no, of course.
Pricey, it's always a pleasure, man. And we'll be speaking sometime this week, definitely.
100%. But yeah, appreciate you as well, Hobbs, man.
No, come on, man. Pricey, listen, it's been a pleasure, man, to actually get to speak to you properly. I love the banter and everything that we have on socials. but actually getting to sit down to chat to you, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much, man.
No, we'll link up soon, man. 100%.
Yeah, definitely, brother. Definitely. All the best for your future, brother.
Yeah.
All right, you too, bro.
Blessings, bro.
Big up to Bruce.
Yeah, blessings.
I don't have to log out this thing now.
Oh,
You know, man,
Hey, that's our age. That's our age.
Listen, Bruce, one last thing.
God.
You got my man, with the Joe thing. Oh my
Oh.
days. You called him Joe, I can't believe you done that,
No, but like he did though, innit? I'm saying, I know Nana's got him on the, on his wall. So literally when he was
Joe, hey,
that was a brilliant shout. That done me.
Hey, and it was just random. I was like, Tabriz, is that how you're moving?
I'm surprised that Tabriz come up with that. Man.
Listen, you know what? Like myself and Nana go back and forth, and I know in the group, like Nana's just waiting for me just to finish this, and he's just gonna go in hard. So, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've got to put out everything now.
Yeah. Big up you, man. Yeah.
Blessings, though.
Later, mate. See you later.
Blessings. Big
up Pricey, man. Big up Pricey.
Honestly,
legend.
Top guy, man. Top guy.
Oh, he is.
All right, so this is the penultimate guest. So we have Chris, and then we have James from Kamazi on last. But yeah, let's kind of bring up Chris Walker. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You look all right?
Wow,
yes, Chris.
Yes,
Right, gardens, yeah?
Good, yeah?
Gardens.
Wow.
Man's out in the garden.
Gosh,
Home out here. Got a full
outside
house,
office.
so I'm out here.
Oh, fair enough. I appreciate your patience, brother. I appreciate your patience, man.
Yeah, I've been here a while still.
I know. Thank you, man. Honestly, thank you.
It's the Breeze's fault. It's the Breeze's fault.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, Chris, I'd love to get your analysis of Catford season.
Catford season, I think it was probably a bit frustrating in terms of maybe I'd say commitment from the numbers that we would require to do what we sort of set out to do at the start of the season. So, it was an up and down season. We struggled for numbers for a little while. When we get everyone out, though, we can give anyone a game, and I think we showed that in a few of the results we had. But, there's a level of consistency that we just didn't have. So it was just a bit frustrating. But it's football. You turn up and you're playing. You try to win as many games as you can, and you just live with the results, I guess.
And for like you personally, because like you, I mean, again, like correct me if I'm wrong, like you at the beginning of the season you was kind of more of a number 10, centre mid, and like because of injuries, commitment and whatnot, you got drafted in as a number 9. And listen, your like numbers are not bad, man. Like the stats are kind of crazy. I mean, how was that adjustment for you? And actually, did you enjoy playing as a number 9?
I mean, the adjustment isn't a problem for me. I'm happy to play in any of those positions. I'll probably play any of the 4 forward positions, either wide, through the middle, or as a 10. So the adjustment wasn't an issue, but it's football. As a squad, we have to sort of shuffle the pack. Sometimes there was people like Patterson who had to go and play left back at sometimes. Ash had to go and play at right back. I think it happens, especially in Vets football. People, got other commitments, family and stuff like that, and injuries. It's going to happen. If you haven't got a big squad, that's, you're going to have to sort of move around. But, I haven't got any issue playing any of those positions. So it didn't really affect me. But it was not ideal, I say. It wasn't the plan for me to be a 9, but I can play there, and I'm comfortable playing there. So
you've got that, man. You've got that. It's nothing.
I try to be like you, Chrissy, mate.
You don't be like me, mate.
Oh, dear. So do you think the 5th place finish? That's probably where Catford belong in the in the table.
The league table never lies to Bruce, man. Like everyone plays. Well, not everyone plays the same number of games in our league, but everyone has the same number of games, and the league table doesn't lie at the end of the season. I mean, we would have wanted to finish in those promotion places, definitely. At the start of the season, that was the objective. And so it is a bit disappointing to finish where we did. But, you know, just the way our season went, especially in that sort of middle period where we just couldn't get a squad out, you know, I think we kind of have to accept that, you know, we finished where we probably deserve to finish.
Yeah. What's so I don't know if you guys have obviously got things in place already, but obviously, what's your targets for next season, and what can you guys do to improve to ensure that one, the targets are going to get met, or if you're aiming for promotion, that you get there?
To be honest, I haven't given it any thought at the moment. I'm just trying to heal up. I am like in bits from last season. It's like the first full season I've played in God knows how long. So yeah. So I was happy to play a full season. I played every game last season.
Well done, man.
Well done.
I was happy to do that, but obviously to sort of get to the place we want to be, you know, which is promotion to the first division, you know, the squad, everyone's going to be trying to strengthen their squads this season. And like we've heard a number of times already tonight, there are 35-year-olds now coming into the league, so it's only going to get harder. You have to sort of recruit and try and strengthen your squad. And you know, if we sort of want to be, you know, in that pack of teams that are going to try and get promotion, we're gonna have to change something, because we're already that far off everyone else. Like you said, we finished 5th, so there's already teams in front of us that are still in our league. So you know, we've got a lot of work to do if we want to sort of try and achieve that.
I mean, like the numbers, you know, I think on a good day, 13, 14 players maybe.
If that, that's a really good day for us. That was.
And again, like you was you know, playing on an injury for about probably a good month.
Maybe a little longer than that.
Longer actually, and like just kind of seeing you just like trying your best. But I mean, again, I think also as well, you at 50% is better than me at 90. So
what, the best centre back in football?
Football, yeah, I was going to say.
Listen, but you know what? But have you guys noticed? I don't say that no more, because you know what I'm saying, literally, you know, like I know my role now. You know, I've stopped saying things.
I always felt like that was tongue in cheek. I didn't feel like you genuinely meant that.
Oh, dear. You know what, Chris? I might start saying it now, because like you just mentioned.
Wow.
It provokes conversation. That's why I think it's funny. I think it's cool, man.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But
Chris,
again,
what was it like having Tabriz as a teammate?
Tabriz.
What was it like having him as a teammate? Go on. What's it like?
Chris, be honest now. Be absolutely honest, because actually, like we've not even had this conversation. Yeah, what was it like? Be brutally honest.
I mean, Tabriz brings comedy to our dressing room. I'll give him that. Like he's gonna strike up the like most like crazy debates. He gets everyone talking about football. That is the one thing he will provoke conversation. I feel like we've had some great debates, especially with the Arsenal fans this year. They were loving it for most of the year, and you know, Tabriz is a good teammate. Like I said, like he's always good energy, positive, always encouraging. That's you know, he'll always say encouraging words to me to try and keep me going, keep pushing me forward to try and, you know, do my bit. And you know, and whatever job's asked of him, he's always, you know, prepared to do it. So you know, you never have problems with Tabriz as a teammate. He's a good teammate.
That's good, man. That's good. Glad to hear. It's nice to hear that.
Yeah, but like, you know what? Because you said nothing about my footballing ability, which kind of hurts me though. Still,
you're sent back to Tabriz, man.
Has he played enough to get a football?
Any headers and volleys for you guys?
Has he touched grass enough to even get a football comment? I don't
know. Headers and volleys, mate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
To be fair to Tabriz, like he had a period in the season where even, you know, he went up front for us, and the job he done was unreal. Like he just yeah, I don't know if he's ever played there before, but you know what? Really big, strong presence, holds the
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
up, puts a foot in. You know, just really just like I said, someone who's always prepared to do a job for the team. So you know, even
That's
you
good,
know,
man.
that's what you want out of a teammate, really.
Yeah.
You know what? I know who this person is now. I know who this person is.
Man, pocketed you, yeah. He says, man,
You
pocketed
know
you,
what?
yeah.
Listen,
He let you out for the show.
Okay, so you know what? It's the centre back from Koya. I know who you are. I know who you are now. I know who you are.
I know who it is as well.
I know who you are because and literally, I won't call it a dive. I just ran out of petrol. So like, so like,
Mate,
if you kind of like run out of petrol, you're gonna stop, and that's kind of what I did. But now, I know who you are now. I know who you are. No, blessings. No, listen. I mean, yeah, like I tried, man, and but I mean, again, like I can kind of safely say I've never seen anyone strike a ball like Chris. Like there was, and like I've spoken about this before. It was in the pouring rain. It was against Bow Street, and we were struggling. And it was torrential, and Chris hit this. I mean, I think the only way I can now describe it is when Ronaldo hit that ball. I think it was in the Champions League against, was it Benfica or Porto, where like he hit it.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, when Porto. Is it Porto? It was Porto, right?
I don't Porto, Benfica. I'm not too sure. And like how Ronaldo hit, and it just didn't move. It just stayed hit.
Yeah.
And like Chris did something similar where he just struck it from. It was just the absolute tongue in cheek of Chris, just to even hit it like that. But I mean,
but he's got that in his locker though, man. Chris has got
that. That was out of frustration. That shot, I think. I was getting frustrated.
Oh dear. So I mean, again, there's like talk about a lot of restructuring, leagues, League 1, 2, and 3. Do you think Catford deserved to be in Division 1?
It's tough. I mean, based on last season, I think it'll be hard to say that. To finish 5th in that division, I don't know what the restructure would look like, but there are teams that I think one of the teams from our division last year who finished mid-table sort of went up into that league, and they seem to get a few results up there. So, I mean, and like I said, who knows what Catford looks like next season? We don't know. New manager next season.
I was going to ask that actually. I was just about to ask that.
New players coming in, so we don't know what our team's going to look like yet. And I think it's a bit, it's hard to say. The first division is going to be really, really tough next season. I think with the teams that have been promoted, with the teams that are already up there, it's going to be really interesting. So, I don't know. I'll be very, very surprised if the league changed anything. They'll do their promotions and relegations, and they'll move on.
Okay.
But barring that, what do you, on your personal opinion, what do you think would suit Catford, especially going through your transition now? What do you think would suit you a lot better? Do you think suiting you a lot better to go to there or to just stay where you are to regroup?
What do you mean in terms of our team?
Yeah, so like what I'm saying is to say that, for example, so you've got teams that have been promoted, and if there was an option to go up or to stay, what do you think would suit you guys the best? Because obviously like you said, you're going through a transition at the time now.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, Chrissy, it just depends on sort of how we can strengthen our squad.
Yeah,
because that's probably the biggest thing. That's if our squad doesn't get any stronger, if we don't improve the squad, then how would we fare in that first division? Like I said, we've played against a lot of the teams up there. We've got good results against a few of them in the past, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to play a league season in that division and have success, but you never know.
Yeah, I'll get you. Yeah.
And as you're wearing the Catford shirt, I'm gonna spring it on you. So does that mean you'll be at Catford next season? I'm
still at Catford. I haven't left. Apparently the transfer window As always.
Spot on that.
Oh, I love
What was
that.
that, Chrissy?
I said, so Reece trying to put you on the spot.
Hey, listen,
Yeah, to be honest, like I said, I've only been back in football probably about 18 months now. Like I wanted to really just start playing and enjoying my football again. I mean, between Ainsley and my son, I think they're probably the two people who've like sort of pushed me to start playing again. So I've actually really enjoyed my time back in football, and I didn't think I'd ever play Vets football, but you know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The level is much better than I thought it was before I came into it. But as far as Catford's concerned, no, I'm still a Catford player.
Love that, man. Big up your son, by the way. Your son's a legend, by the way.
Listen,
I love having conversations with him. What a guy.
Chris, you know, I swear down, that was going to be the next thing I was going to say. Like, Chris, big up your son. He's there every single week. And again, like the conversations and again, like he kind of, he's a proper stat man as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows his football. And
he does.
Honestly, like, I think, and Chris, like, you've like done an amazing job with your son, man. Honestly, I swear.
He's an analytical kid. Like he reads into everything. He watches all the players. He knows everyone. He knows everyone's stats. He's really into this stuff, and you know, he's really been like the driving force in me probably even playing again.
That's good, man.
To be honest.
That's good. That's good. But again, it's a positive role model for you because you must be doing something right for him to drive you to go and play football. So keep doing that, man, because it's him. What he's like is a good and a positive reflection on you and mum. So you're both doing amazing jobs. And like,
cheers, brother.
Well done, man.
Bet, man.
Also, just want to say big up. I don't know if Ains is in or whatever, but big up Ains because what he's done for Catford and where he's got Catford and what Catford is, like, he's a massive part, man. So big up Ains and whatever he's doing for the future. I wish him nothing but the best. But what he's done for you guys and what he's created there is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I mean, a quick story about Ains. So he joined LSU B at the time when I was there, and everyone like knew of Ains's quality, and because he like scored this goal against LSU B. I mean, like I always put it out on my socials, but I mean, like I'll probably put it out again, and like we were having conversations. You know, literally, I didn't really know him apart from football, and then we were playing Catford, and literally Catford were down literally to the bare bones. Like I think they rolled up with 9. They rolled up with like 9, but like they still played. And literally Ainsley, you know, I could see Ainsley's face just like looking, and like he like could have easily stayed at LSU, got his trophy, and you know what I'm saying. But like he was like, no, you know what, like I've got to leave. I've like got to go back to Catford and literally help out. And again, you know, Catford is still here, like because of Ainsley. So
love that.
Literally, I just want to shout out, hey, you know, Ainsley now, 100%, man, 100%.
Definitely respect.
Legend.
Yeah. So, Chris, I will see you next season in the Catford shirt, bro.
Yeah, let's see you next season. You play, yeah? We don't see you every week to Breeze.
Is he allowed to? Chris, is he allowed to play?
Don't know, bro.
Hey, make sure you get some. Whoever's got the first aid kit, make sure they got WD-40 in there for them knees of his. Don't want him suffering dodgy knees next season.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Oh, jeez. Chris, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure, and
thanks for having me on, boys, man. Good
All right,
chat.
Chris, absolute legend, man. Always a pleasure. I'll catch up with you at some point, bro. Yeah,
we'll catch up, bro. Defo,
man. Definitely. Love, man. In a bit.
Right, mate.
What a guy, Chris, man.
Oh, legend.
He's a legend, bro. Honestly, it's funny. All right. Last but no means least, listen, I mean, I've been trying to get this guy on for years. No, years, you know. Years. Let me not say nothing. Let me just bring this guy on.
Let's go.
You know, I don't know if it's a coach, gaffer, Messiah, like
legend.
I don't know what to say, man.
Legend. Legend. Top guy, legend. My guy, James Gaffer.
What's happening? What's happening?
Listen, you see this guy, even though I don't play for Kamazi no more, yeah, but you see him, that's Gaffer. Whenever I see him, Gaffer. That's my guy.
I'm telling you.
What's going on? What's going on?
You all right?
Good, man.
Yeah.
Good. So, wow. Well, you know what? This is almost like a good fitting end. Well, I mean, of course, like I'll be like talking to like Chris about LSU, but like you are new to like the vet scene in terms of the kind of Kamazi brand, I believe. Could you like tell us what league you're going to be in and what's kind of probably been like the biggest surprise, if any, so far in your vet's journey?
No, so we're going into like Nana said, I've been speaking to him since I think around January, December. Because to be honest with you, for a couple of years ago, we were supposed to do the vets, but I just don't think I was ready to do the vets. I felt that, if I'm going to do it, Hubs knows me as well. I'll do things as 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was my captain and my vice captain, Kevin and Cabs. They were the ones to say, do you know what, when are you going to do it? So I thought about it. I think it was just after Christmas. And I said, you know what, why not? So I was talking to Nana, just basically inquiring, how we go about doing this. And yeah, he was like, fill out the form, then get your players, get ready for sort of like some friendlies and stuff. So that's what we've been doing at the moment. I think a couple of years ago, I was playing for Crayford Arrows, and I was just recently playing for Sydenham Sports Vets in Div 5. Well, they're both in Div 5. So, like, I've got a mixture of players that are old Kamazi players who want to come and play, and some of the players from the old Crayford, and maybe one or two from Sydenham as well. So we started playing friendlies. What was it? I think about 5 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good, to be fair. I think with the squad, I just want to make sure the squad, has got that winning mentality. You know what I mean? And we need the guys to be gelling together in order for what is about to come for next season. I think in terms of the league, I didn't really pay too much attention with Vets football, but it was only, I think, after COVID when I started to see, things start to move and, to breach yourself, you've been involved in it. And I started to see, obviously, when Hubbard was playing for us, so I think when he just left, he was playing a bit of Vets football. And I was like, oh, what's this about? You know what I mean? So, but now it's just like I went to the game, Hubs was playing against Charcoal, and the quality over there was high. And that's our aim. That's where we want to get to. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, we're a brand, even though we've been around for 24 years as a club, that's where we originally want to eventually get to, to play it at the highest possible.
Mm-hmm.
So we started here. I know Nana was pushing for Division 4, but at the end of the day, we're a brand new team. We've got players who have played together before, but not everyone together. And it's a new thing for us. So that's just us trying to, get on the scene.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I just don't know what to say.
Why?
But because again, I mean, I think Chris probably could talk like more about the kind of Kamazi brand. But again, as you said before, James, like 24, 25 years, the club's been around, and you don't do that if you don't have a strategy. If you can, if you're not focused. So, I mean, yeah, actually, to you, Chris, I mean, how is it playing for like Kamazi and literally where do you think they could finish in Division 5?
Do you know what? So obviously, I played for Kamazi when we were what? Where was we, Gaffer? In the
Met League.
Probably, innit?
No, I think was it? Nah, I think we came towards the end of the Met League our last season.
Yeah, so I joined. Obviously, I've known about Kamazi from years. So obviously, I played for a few Sunday teams that battled against Kamazi. We've had absolute legendary games, and obviously, that one thing about when you go to Kamazi is that James wants you, not only if you're a good footballer, but James wants you to work hard for the team. And it's not just about you. So like James will get players that are of a good quality. But if you're not a team player and you're not there to play as a team player and play for the badge, he's not going to want you. And at the end of the day, that's one thing that's always stuck with me, is the fact that you know that not only are you going to play for a very good team, but you're playing for a very good person that will give you all their time and give you 100% effort. So the only thing for you to do is to give it back. And you know, like to have a team that's been around for 24 years, you already know that that's a great thing already. You know what I mean? Like 24 to nearly 25 years, you already know you've got a decent blueprint. And I know that whenever you play for him, there's nothing but good things to say, just on a footballing aspect. But as a person, like, you know that James will always be for you, no matter what. Like even when my dad passed, James was one of the first people to message me and chat to me. So you just know that you're going into a family, not just a team. So and that's the thing. It's not just a brand; it's actually a family, because you know that everyone there's for everyone. And I think going into Division 5 they're going into?
Yeah.
I feel like if they get the players that I know that I've played with at Kamazi to join them, I think they'll do really well, to be fair. But I feel starting there's a good starting point for them, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want to go too high up and then start getting disheartened. How about just work your way up slowly? Because look, at the end of the day, they might do well in Division 5. Then they might bump up maybe a league or two. But I think, me personally, I'm very surprised if they don't push for promotion. I'll be very surprised if they don't get promoted. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Knowing the person that James is, knowing the way that he wants his teams to work, I will be very surprised if they don't get promoted, and possible winners of the league. And I don't know much about Division 5. That's not a disrespect to anybody, but if I can only speak on what I know about Kamazi and James, that's just my opinion. I just feel like promotion or winning the league definitely for them.
But I mean, it's true what Hubs is saying, is because, like, the way how I see it, and that's how it is, because we've got two teams on a Sunday. So we've got our KS motivation team, which is run by Justin Johan, and Sean's helping out as well. But they're like a really young team, and we've got our first team that's in the SFL. But what we try and do is that, although fair enough, we may not win trophies, but everybody needs to have that winning mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're going to come and just say, oh yeah, I'm just going to turn up and play, then we don't want you. We want players who are there to win and fight for each other. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you say that, man. You say you don't mind to win trophies. You won many trophies, man. And I just feel you're going through a transition at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially going into the new SFL league. You're going through a transition. So them trophies will start coming again. It's just that I think once you find the right mold again within your squad, you guys start pushing on again. And I feel like what you, Dalhouse and Iggy, are doing at the moment, like, even I think you guys are moving in the right direction. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. You lot are doing well. Like you said, you might not have won anything at the moment, but that will come.
Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, the vets thing. We were, as I was saying before, we did wanted to do it from a few years back, but I just felt that with all what's going on, I wasn't ready at the time. And for me now, I think the focus is there, and I think we're ready to participate now. So obviously the plan is that we've got like players who are like 31, 32. So we've still got sort of like a up and coming team coming through. So it's not just going to be stagnant. We're not just going to say, okay, once these players reach the age of they can't play no more, then that's it. No, we will still have players coming through.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest with you, I've already started. I've got about 2 or 3 players who are 34. So next season, those players will come through, and then by the time, you have to plan ahead.
Why am I not surprised?
I know you have to.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, you have to plan ahead. So, I feel that because a lot of the players in this squad, well, I would say maybe just under half, they played in Division 5 for the past 2 seasons anyway. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, I wanted to go into Division 5. And also as well, we're a new team. We're not going to run before we walk. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, if it means that, you know, we're in a position to get promoted or whatever it is, then so be it. But as Chris from Catford says, the table doesn't lie. So wherever you finish is what you deserve.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
And are you going to be playing just or managing player manager?
You literally just took the words out my mouth.
No, at the moment I'm just managing because I want to see how the team plays. But I will sign myself up, and then we just see what happens. You know,
that trusty left foot. You know, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, just try a couple of things. You know, but yeah, no, I just want the team. You know, well, not even the team, the squad. I want to have the strongest squad possible, and I want everybody to have the same focus, the same winning mentality. I'm not saying here that we're gonna clean up everything, but the players need to have the right mentality to want to win, you know, and to fight for each other. So that's what I'm trying to instill in the players now. Hence why we started pre-season or pre-season early.
Love that.
And again, big shout out to the Southern Vets Football League, because, you know, hey, like I'm kind of probably guilty of this. Yes, I've said I sometimes think only South London or London have the best vets teams, etc. But also something which I don't do, which I'm learning to do a lot more, is focusing on teams below Division 2, because again, there are good teams from Division 3 all the way down to even Division 7. What do you think we can do as a community to literally encourage players that may not have the ability, that may not have the fitness, you know, and just encourage those men over 35 just to come and play football?
I think with the vets, I can't remember who said it. Someone said it about the exposure, because for me, I didn't really take vets seriously until I think Tabriz yourself actually started to give the exposure for vets. So I think, you know, the more exposure the vets football league gets, I think you start to see more and more people coming through thinking, because I feel like when I was playing, it was more of once you reach a certain age, that's it. There's no more football after that. Whereas now there's life after life. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's true, because I've even got some people come up to me who are 33 saying that, oh yeah, when's vets happening? And you know, people know that, okay, right, I can still play at a decent level and still be fit. And plus, as well, you know, it's all about the mental health, because if you've got something to look forward to on a Saturday afternoon where you love football, then you've got a team to play for, and you know, it's all part of that, and it helps. That's what I feel.
100%, man.
Yeah, I love that. Hey, I mean, oh boy, again, just kind of listening to yourself, Gaffer, and also Chris, and you know, everyone else that that's actually been on the show. I've realized that I'm very blessed to literally know everyone that's on, you know, being on the show, and of course people in the comments. I want to shout you guys out. But with you, Gaffer, I still remember the first time that we kind of had our communication, and how welcoming you were to me, and again, we spoke on numerous occasions, and you know, again, in, you know, literally inviting me to the kind of to the Kamazi barbecue, and you know, and again, just following your journey. It's absolutely amazing, and you know, absolutely amazing, and just having you in the circle, and literally having you, Chris, as well, you know, in the circle. It's a, you know, true blessing. And you know, this is, again, I keep repeating myself, this is literally what vets football is about. You know, we kind of need to come together as like-minded people, people with ambition and focus to actually make the scene better. Because, I think people just keep on saying, like James has said, he's got people already for next year that are going to be coming, becoming 35, coming straight to vets. The scene's only going to get bigger and quicker, faster.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I just want to echo, but I think also it's not just about having the vet. I think it's about being men as well. So being a man, I think being a man and not being able to do certain things or express certain things. I think being in football and having vets football is such a good positive thing to have around. Because, being men, we don't express certain things at times, and I feel when you have an outlet, i.e., football, or some people have football, some people have golf, other things, whatever. But I feel like having an outlet, then when you have that outlet, you then become vulnerable in a way where you then start opening up, and then you start speaking to people around you because they're in the same situation as you. And I feel like being a man and someone who knows what it's like to close up, having vets football or just having football in general is such a good release to have, because then you're able to connect with like-minded people and being able to then let your barriers down. And then you walk away and be like, yeah, I feel good for that, because not only did I get to play football, but I've got to chat to Pricey, I've got to chat to James.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel better within myself now, and then I can go away and have a better day. So that it's a whole big picture. It's not just a footballing aspect. It's about the whole picture of like how we as men deal with a lot of this day-to-day life and within ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's again, like we keep saying, it's a big thing for you to be, because you give us the platform to do that.
Definitely.
At the same time. So well done, man.
Yeah, and I think that the exposure is good as well. And like even with the players that like I've got, I'm also trying to encourage them to stay behind at the bar. It's just to gel together. Just to have a chat, have a laugh. You know what I mean? It's we want to take it seriously, but at the end of the day, you also want to have fun as well.
Yeah.
So
Exactly
that's the atmosphere I'm trying to create. So it's going well so far, but it's still a long way to go. Just in the process of sorting out some friendlies for August. I think we've agreed a friendly with independent vets. So that should be interesting.
Good challenge, man.
Yeah. I mean, with me, I don't shy away from anybody.
I know this. I know this.
I don't expect my players to either. So yeah, that's what we're about, really. Just start and see what happens.
Love it.
And what's your objectives for the up and coming season?
To win, really. We'll try to, but yeah, it's our first season, so we don't know what's going to happen. But it's all about the longevity, and we want to be here for the foreseeable future. So yeah, that's us, and that's the plan. So yeah, we're here to stay now. Now we're in.
Love that.
Quick
one last thing, Jen. So obviously you've took the YouTube thing into your Sunday team now, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that something that you're looking to do with your vets team? Are you looking to maybe implement the YouTube side of things into your vets team so we can get you guys out a bit more and know about the brand on the vet side of things?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. There was talk of that, but for me, it's more of trying to get the squad together first, and then that would eventually come. But yeah, that's definitely something that I'm looking to do, but I think it might be just a bit too early at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gaffer, Colts, Messiah.
Always a pleasure, both.
Honestly, like I knew this day would come, but I didn't think it would be today. I mean, like honestly.
I tried to lay low, but I just, you were pushing me for at least a couple of years. When are you gonna come on? So I thought, you know what? Let me just do this for the main guy, and it's good to have Hubbard on there because obviously he's well known in South London in football. He played for many teams. People know who he is, and You know, he's got that caliber about him, and
Thank you, man.
Your football training academy thing is going very, very well. I told you, I knew it would blow. I told
I
you.
know. Yeah, it's picking up, man. It's picking up. So I appreciate every. You know, again, you was one of the first people to support me as well. So like, and obviously putting it out there. So yeah, man, just can only hope that it keeps going. But again, you know, nothing but the best for you guys at Kamazi, man. You know,
Yeah, appreciate it.
Not there. You know, I'm not there, but you know me, man. I'm Kamazi through and through, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, Coach.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you so much, and yeah, hopefully, Catford will actually get Kamazi in a cup, and of course, off the pitch it's all love, but on the pitch it's war.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's how it should be. That's how it should be for sure.
Yeah, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. We might not even be there.
Oh, Coach, honestly, thank you so much.
No, thank you guys.
Cheers,
James.
It's been a
Always
pleasure.
a pleasure, man. Take care, man.
Yeah, take care, man. See you
Take
later.
it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
And then once.
Come on, you know this, man. Always chaos.
Kamazi,
You know this,
always
Marky, you know this.
Yeah, big shout out to like Coach James. Wow, amazing. Hubs.
Yes, mate.
LSU is again. Actually, you know, first and foremost, I just want to give you a shout out, man. I mean, again, you've like been on for the past 2 and a bit hours. An amazing host, man. And
Come on, man. I appreciate you offering. I appreciate you offering me, giving me an opportunity, man. So thank you.
And again, Chris and I have kind of also a project that you know we are kind of working on. Again, this is literally not my horse to ride, but you know, you guys will be.
Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it.
No, trust me.
It's a shared. It's an equal opportunity. It's not just all about me. It's an equal opportunity. If I win, he wins. So that's all that matters. So that's all you guys need. We're doing it. We're venturing into something together. And if I win, he wins. Tabriz wins as well. So that's just know that it's not just all about me. It's about Tabriz as well. So
thank you, man. Thank you. So yeah, I would love to kind of get your overall analysis of LSU season.
Right. So LSU season, boy, you know, my first season with them, you know, going from Holland, which was, you know, friends and everything there. Leaving them was a tough decision, but I wanted to try my stock in Division 1, which I think I've done all right there. I think I've done all right. I think I've had a personal season. I think I've had a good personal season. For us as LSU, if we're going to be real, as a group, it's not been good enough to finish where we finished in the league, and with the caliber of players that we have, we should be doing better. But you know, things happen within the season. We've had many ups and downs. We, as you know, I mean, as many people are aware, we were suspended for a lengthy period of time, which obviously took a toll. Because obviously, for me personally, I was still able to play because I was still playing Sundays for the Wall FC. I also like to keep after myself and just like do what I can to keep fit and stuff. And then, you know, other people that play for the team, they have personal lives going on. So when we got back into it, that obviously played a big part because we then took a bit of time to rebuild and get ourselves back to where the level that we were at, because the beginning of the season was doing really well. I feel like we were quite strong. We was playing some good football. We was all very fit. And then that obviously knocked us for 6. Then I just feel like we tried to finish the season as strong as possible. We did what we could. You know, as everyone says, the table don't lie. We are where we are. So all we can do now is lick our wounds, try and regroup, and aim to come back better and stronger next season.
Do you think the gap between Division 1 and Division 2 is closing?
Yeah, definitely. Like you look at some of the teams that are coming up, like they're very strong teams, and I feel like some of the teams down there should have or will will now are being promoted, and I feel personally, I don't think there's a massive gap. I just feel again, it just comes down to commitment, doesn't it? I just feel like we're all over 35, so people have things going on in their lives, so it is very difficult to commit. But I feel like if a lot of the teams had the commitment and the players that are able to turn up week in, week out, I feel both leagues are very, very strong. Obviously, the top league have some very, very good players. But again, some people suffer with commitments. Some people can't turn up. So the gap. But I wouldn't say there's a massive gap. Other people might say different, but I don't know. For me, I don't know.
And again, we kind of briefly spoke about it, and literally Nana, of course, part of the league committee, couldn't really talk about it as a league committee member because he's gone to a different stage. But as a player, he kind of had his opinion. Yeah, I mean, how did you feel about that cup final, and is it a trophy or is it a medal that you will kind of keep front of house in your trophy cabinet?
Look, it's a hard conversation to have, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, I don't know me as a player. I'm just a player, so I just turn up. You send me a text and say, right, we're playing here at this time. Be there. Cool, I'm gonna be there. That's all I do. I don't get involved in the backstage and stuff like that's down to our management and that's down to our directing people that deal with that. And whatever was going on behind the scenes, I can't comment on that. And at the end of the day, if Charcoal couldn't fill the team, then they couldn't fill the team. I can't talk on them. And as you're aware, we know that someone did obviously suffer a loss in their family, and my condolences go out to them strongly. I've known them for a long time, so my thoughts and prayers go to them. But for me as a player, yeah, of course, at the end of the day, a trophy is a trophy. Look, we can only do what we do as a team, and if the league have told us that we have to be there to play the game, then and we've got the players available, we just got to turn up and do it. Obviously, on the day, I weren't meant to play in the final because I had a course for my coaching at Millwall, so I turned up late anyway. But am I gonna accept the medal? Of course, because I played my part in getting us there. So, for me as a player, I'm gonna accept it. Yes, would I have liked us to have played and won it in a different way? Of course, any footballer would want to do that, but the circumstances are out of our hands. We can only go off with what we've been told to do, and we turned up, and they gave us the trophy. But at the end of the day, that's things like that happen at times, and like you said, we're playing vets football. It's vets football, and no matter whether you play the game or not, you win a trophy. It is what it is. So yeah, am I gonna accept it? Of course I am. You know what I mean? Anyone wants to win a medal.
And I think James, Chris Walker, you have an amazing network, and literally James and Chris know you pretty well. Because you are still so active even in the open age side of it. But I mean, what's the kind of biggest difference regarding the mentality between open age football, vets football, 7-a-side football? Because I know that you still play 7-a-side.
Yeah. So 7-a-side, obviously depending on who you're playing with as a team, just depends on if you're turning up to have a kick about your mates or you're turning up to actually be winners. Obviously, I play for Kamazi on the 7-a-side, and we've got winners. We want to turn up and win. So the mentality on that side is similar. You got some, and I know the league we play in is very competitive. So I know that some of the teams that are turning up want to win as well. What's the difference between vets and open age? The only difference is that, for me, is some of the guys are younger. I can tell you now that I've played with and played against guys in the vets team that can still go and play open age football. Obviously, commitments are different for them; they can't do it. But no, I think the mentality is exactly the same. Like for me personally, if I'm playing open age for the Wall or I'm going to play for LSU, my mindset is I'm going out to be the best player on the pitch. I'm going out to win the game, and I'm going out to affect it as best as I can. And I know for a fact that whenever I walk into the LSU change room or when I walk into the Wall change room, it's exactly the same. And I know for a fact that my management on both sides are exactly the same. They want to win. They want to be winners. And you're not going to bring people in that don't want to win. So for me, the only difference is that I'm playing against or playing with players that are younger. That's the only difference. Because everyone has the same drive and same determination as open age or vets.
Has there been any games since you've started vets football where you've kind of gone into like the change room, and for you personally, mentally you wasn't in like the best space?
Yeah. I can't remember what game it was. So there was one game when I was having a really bad patch through the week and stuff, and I was really suffering with like my mental health side of things, and I was really having a bad time. And I remember going to the game, and I remember sitting in the change room, and I was really quiet. And people said to me, like, "Are you okay? Like, you're really quiet." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. And then when I went onto the pitch, I didn't feel like I performed to my best ability, and I had so much going on in my head that it really affected me. And then it knocked me for six, because then I went home after, and I just didn't talk to anybody, and I sat at home and was just like really struggling. But then my partner really picked me up, spoke to me, we had a chat and stuff, and then I just tried to come back and just try to deal with it. But there was one game, I honestly can't put my finger on what game it was, but I do remember there was definitely one game this season that I really struggled with my personal mental health, and I was on the ground. So, but the type of person I am, I couldn't let my team down. No matter how bad I felt that I couldn't let the boys down. So I had to be there.
Yeah, love that. And then what's your kind of short-term goals within LSU and also your footballing academy?
So my coaching.
Yes.
So for LSU is to obviously, for me personally, get fit, help as best as I can recruit players for us, because I want us to give a true account of ourselves with the players that I know, the players that we have in our team. I want us to give a much better and a much truer account of ourselves and what we have to offer that Vets League. Listen, take nothing. Charcoal were the best team. That's this season. They deserve to win. That's it. But I just feel that we as a team, we didn't give enough. So it's ensuring that I can give my best for the team and ensure that my teammates around me are going to give their best as well, and support the management as best as I can, because I feel like they have a lot going on in their personal lives and they've got a lot going on for the team. So offer my support around that as well, so the burden is lifted off them a little bit. On my coaching side of things, as you know, I've got my own little business on the side. I work for Millwall. Obviously, I work for the academy there. So with the Millwall Academy side of things, is to keep progressing, keep helping develop these young guys, work my way up within the ranks of Millwall, try and break barriers and try and be in there, whether it's there or whether it's football full time at some sort of aspect. With my personal coaching, is try and branch out into other avenues. So as I said earlier, I did a birthday party the other day, which was very good, very successful. So just try and get down that avenue, try and promote that a bit more, continue to help and develop people, whether it's children, whether it's teenagers, whether it's adults, you know, and just keep networking as best as I can. And yeah, just, do you know what? Just try to become a better version of myself. I think that's one of the biggest things, is just try and become a better person of myself and just become a very positive role model to everyone around me. You know, that's I think that's my personal goals for the next season.
What would you say to anyone turning 35 that wants to get into Vets football?
Do it, because I held off for about a year or so before I actually got into Vets football, because I wasn't sure what it was about. But I would say to anyone that's near 35 or just turning 35, Vets football is not what you think it is. Vets football is very competitive. It's very high standard. There is some absolute players that play in Vets football, whether they play in the top division or whether they play in the bottom division. There is good quality all the way through. And if you love football and you know that football is a release for you, keep doing it. Do it until your body tells you that you can't do it anymore. That's what I'm going to do myself. And I advise anyone else that is into football or likes football is to do it until your body tells you no.
Love that. And again, I, on a kind of personal level, I was like watching The Wall. So I knew of you first from The Wall, and then I had a baptism of fire when I played. And literally, I probably put that mildly when I kind of played against LSU. Listen, I'm not going to make an excuse, because like I think people have heard my excuse, because listen, if I'm there to play, I'm there to play no matter what.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know what I mean? But Hubs, man, you gave me the runaround, bro. I was mate, but I mean, again, it was just amazing just to see you play, and again, just off the field, just again, you know, it's just how you are. You know, just an amazing human being, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Coming from you to be is so kind, man. Thank you. Like, listen, I taught myself to just, at the end of the day, you respect people. People respect you in it, and you know what I mean. People have their ups and down days, so not everybody is a reflection of what their day has been. You know what I mean? People could have a bad day and then they just come across a bit upset. But you know what? Deep down, everyone's got a heart, and everyone's human, and we're allowed to make mistakes, man. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. So I just want to continue to be me, and obviously a positive version of myself for everyone else to see as well.
Yeah, big shout out. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone that's kind of been on. I normally do this on my other platforms, but you know, I think I'm gonna start doing it now. That the top viewer on like this particular show, show is of course Center Circle podcast. So again, big shout out to you. Thank you again for the engagement. Thank you again for like the comments. And again, this is literally what this like show and Vets football is all about. And again, Hubs, I just want to give you a shout again for literally hosting and yeah, we'll be doing a lot more stuff, and literally people will definitely get to find out.
Yeah, definitely. No, listen, before we go, thank you so much for the opportunity, man. Like, it's been brilliant. It's something I wanted to try and do, come out of my comfort zone, and I feel coming on here and doing this has really helped me a lot in looking at what I'm like with the camera and stuff like that. So it's something that I can take into my coaching and not be afraid to actually be on camera and stuff like that. So thank you for the opportunity, man. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to all the kind comments that you lot have done. All the guests, I think you guys are all amazing, man. And thank you so much for the opportunity to get to chat to you guys. And thank you again. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. And so again, we will be back next week, Sunday, same time, 8 o'clock live. Again, please. Actually, before we go, where can let me take this off. Where can people connect with you on Insta?
So on Insta, you've got my main page, which is this Crubby09. So CRUBBY09. That's my main page. And then you've got my coaching page, which is _coach_hubs_. That's my coaching page that I use for all my coaching and stuff like that. And any other things that football related, I try and put onto there. So yeah, have a look on there. You can find me on there, guys. And if anyone wants to message, just do a chat or anything like that, feel free. I'm always available. So
yeah, that's so true. Let me just quickly see if I can put this on now. So okay, let's do that there. Let's save it. See, again, this is what I love about live. So yeah, so literally this is your coaching page.
Yeah, that's my coaching page, yeah.
Yeah, so literally if you can connect with Hubs there, again, you will see everything about his doing at Millwall, doing his sessions, etc. So honestly, bro, I just wish you the best, man.
Thank you, man. No, you too, mate. Honestly, keep doing your amazing job that you're doing, man. Honestly, I think Nana said it. You won that award because obviously the great things that you're doing. So just keep doing that, and it's a pleasure to be able to be on this platform with you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, actually, you know what? Something which I didn't even correct Nana on, and so Nana said that I finished, that I came second, and I did finish second, but like he said in London, I said no. In the UK, I finished second in the UK. So
there you go, man. That's even better. That's even better. UK, it's like you
know what I'm saying? So literally, I'm out here. 100%. I'm out here. So again, thank you so much, and again, thank you everyone that's been on the show. So again, thank you so much. We will be back next week, Sunday, 8 o'clock. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you then.
Peace.